And welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Woo! We are winners over here, mainly me.
Well, some of us are.
All right.
James is amped.
Coming all up, James.
We played some Smash Brothers in between. James did very well.
He did. He won every single game.
All four of them.
The vein appeared.
Yeah, Jaron was getting really mad. I believe his final words were, "We have to stop now before I punch someone."
No, I didn't say that before I punched James. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I won. Woo!
I haven't seen you get that mad since I used to whoop on you and smash on N64.
Oh, those are fun days.
Indeed. All right, this is the Gadget Spot where we talk about gadgets, games, and tech. Let's go ahead and introduce the panel. And are we going to do games?
Yep.
All right, introduce the panel and tell us what you've been playing. Owen?
Hey, my name's Owen. You can follow me on Twitter at TechNoan. I actually picked up the Switch this last week. Had a couple hours of downtime before I flew out of town for work.
Nice.
Now, when you say you picked it up, is this you bought one?
No, I
or?
picked it up
He's
and played
had
it.
one for a while.
I played Super Smash for a couple hours.
I mean, it didn't show when we played, just barely. But
it did.
He just took you to sudden death in that last
Dude,
game.
It did.
I mean, yeah, but he
I
still
knew
lost.
buttons and things, and I knew when you were killing me. Huge upgrade. When I knew why I died.
Understood what was happening on the screen.
Yeah, huge upgrade.
Cool.
Anyway, that's only a couple hours of training, so I'll probably be done with that game soon.
Wait, what game are you talking about?
Super Smash.
Oh.
Yeah, I played that for a couple hours. I don't get a lot of game time. Really busy.
I believe this is definitely more than you said game-wise in the last probably 4 recordings.
Yeah.
So great job.
Usually, you just play the game of life.
Yeah, and not very well.
You're wearing a hat.
Yeah, that means
I don't know what
was
that means.
Too busy to shower.
You
Too poor
could've
to
just said,
shower.
Nope.
Oh.
You definitely could have said I was too busy to
Comb my hair.
comb my hair instead of shower.
Oh.
I was assuming
Well,
that.
people that know me know that that's why I wear a hat.
I was assuming that smell
And I
came from me.
assume everybody on this podcast knows me. Anyway, you're all my friends. Over to Jaron.
Sure.
Moving right along. Off of this topic, over to Jaron.
Hey, Jaron.
Hi.
This
Are
is
you-
your time to shine, buddy.
Did I
Your
burn you out
turn.
for beating you too bad?
I'm Jaron.
Did I beat you too bad?
Yeah, you did. He beat me good.
He lost his will to live.
Yep. Too bad I don't have a droid saying "Ooh, Padme." Living.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the depressed robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the
That's
Galaxy.
what I thought of, too.
With the doors opening and shutting.
Apparently, the loss in Super Smash Brothers not only affected my temper, but my ability to make jokes.
I feel like
No, that's always been a failure.
I feel like in order to be as successful as you have been in your life, I need to start taking more things more seriously. Because just seeing how the terrible loss that you just sustained has affected you makes me think.
Moving on, my name is Jaron. You can find me on Twitter at Jaron. This is a train wreck, just like that Super Smash Brothers game.
I think it's going fine. Keep it up.
Which one? Because there was 4 of them that I won.
Yeah, you
Okay.
won them all. Anyway, I've been playing Control. That game is phenomenal. Can't recommend that game enough.
Control?
Yeah.
What's it on?
Everything.
Everything.
Well, besides Switch.
So it got patched on PC. It got some new NVIDIA drivers. It runs without a hitch now. Texture streaming is fine. There's no stuttering. It looks awesome.
They got rid of that digital noise as well in the shadows.
That too.
So, yeah.
It looks so amazing. And the gameplay is awesome as well. But it looks so good that I just find myself just staring like at a wall or like at a chair or something. I'm like, dang. But then I start playing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a fun game too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is so good.
And I'm gonna move that up my list on games I'm playing.
And the story is super interesting, and everything is just that's game of the year for me at this point.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that game's awesome. I also picked up Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast for Switch.
Uh-huh.
Why did
And,
you? Oh, because that's the first one that's available.
Yeah.
Their naming scheme is so weird.
No, it's not.
There's two.
Jedi.
So
there's
there's
2 colons.
There's Dark Forces.
It's weird.
Then there's Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight. Then there's Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
Too many
Shouldn't,
colons.
shouldn't Jedi Knight 2
And then there's Jedi
be
Academy.
Jedi 3? Because it's the third game.
No, it's the second Jedi Knight.
But what about the first one? It's Outcast, Jedi Outcast.
If you have to have 2 colons in the name of something, you're doing a bad job naming
so
it.
did they start with the second
I
game of the
stand by
series, or
that.
did
No,
they
they
start
don't
with
have
the
2 colons.
Look at it. We got it online.
Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. And then there's Jedi Knight : Jedi Academy.
Jedi Academy is awesome, but that's not out.
No, that's coming out next
They
year.
only did game 2 and 3.
I'm
right?
pretty sure there's one out there that has 2 colons.
Wait. We need to get to the bottom of this. Did they do 2 and 3, or is it 1 and 2?
No. They're doing 3 and 4.
I thought 3 and 4 was out.
We
2
just
and
went
Academy.
through this, James. Dark Forces is the first one.
Yeah.
Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight is the second one. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast is the third one.
And
And
then-
then Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy is the fourth one.
Yeah, so you just said 3
That
and
is
4.
really weird.
Yeah, 3 and 4.
So they're doing Jedi Academy?
Yeah, next year. We talked about this last time.
Really?
Yeah. And you had the same reaction.
Cool.
Anyway, so I picked it up for the Switch, and it sees to run well. I haven't really played that much due to one glaring omission. It seems
You
to
have
run at
kids?
60 FPS, which is good, but they didn't include inverted control scheme in it.
Good.
What?
Inverted's terrible.
Yeah, it's wrong.
And
Backwards.
so I literally
Really?
cannot play it because it doesn't have an inverted control scheme.
I refuse to play it then.
It's because the future is
Oh.
catching up.
I missaw it. I thought it was Star Wars : Jedi Knight : Dark Forces 2.
No.
I thought.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of focus around a
So
colon.
Yeah, too much colon.
The motion could not enough if you ask me.
I knew it. Butt stuff.
The motion control works great, and they said they will patch in inverted within a few weeks, but I cannot play it until it has inverted controls. And which is weird because the original GameCube release did have inverted. And of course, the PC version did as well. But so they purposefully left it out.
Do you play
Those
inverted on
people?
control?
Oh yeah.
On mouse, you play inverted.
I play inverted mouse, and I play inverted
Wait,
on.
I don't get this guy.
Whoa.
What's going on?
Yeah.
So if you're playing a shooter and you move the mouse away from you, it looks down?
No, if I move it towards me, it looks up. If I move it away from me, it looks down. Just like how God intended it.
I don't think so.
No, if he didn't intend it that way, then he wouldn't have given us heads. If you move your head back, you look up. If
So
you
if-
move your head
if I-
down, you look down.
If the mouse does this, it goes down, and then
I push forward
the mouse
and
goes
it goes
forward.
up. Like I'm clicking on something on a screen.
No, imagine you have a flight stick.
Well, that's
And
a
you're-
flight stick. That's a
you're
different.
gripping. But that's
Of
what
course-
that's
of
what I
course,
learned
flight
on.
Flight games, you invert,
Yeah, that's what I learned on.
not first-person shooters.
And so a
kind of
a
madness is
joystick
this?
that you grip with your hand and it feels so good in your hand. If you pull it
A
back,
little too excited about that.
Yeah, but like if you're controlling a person's face, you press the up button and it looks up.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
press the down button and
no. You imagine the controller is on top of your head,
That's just crazy.
and then
Why would you
This
imagine
is a
that?
first-person shooter, not a
whatever? I'm
grab
right.
you from the
wrong.
stick of the
How
back of
is
the head
Jared
shooter.
out. Peace.
How do you have your gestures set up on your Mac? Is
Hey,
it
we
natural?
found his fire again.
No, it's inverted.
We got that vein to pop right back out.
Yep.
on your
So-
mouse? If you scroll down, it's not as if you're touching your screen.
If I scroll down, it goes up. If I
That's
s-
only on Apple.
Okay, you're wrong.
No,
with
you can do
I'll
that. You
tell
can do that
you're
on
wrong.
PC as well.
But default
You're
on
wrong.
Windows is down, up is up.
You're wrong
See?
about that.
Down, up.
I'm right about everything.
You're right about it on a controller.
You can ask my kids; they tell me I'm right on everything.
They're your
Well-
kids. They
'cause-
have to.
that's 'cause you tell them
feed
to.
Them. You feed them and clothe them.
Son, daughter, you must tell me
What
I
happened-
am right
what
on a
happens-
daily basis.
It feels so good.
Do you like all the food you eat? Because I'm right.
Exactly. All right, James,
yeah.
introduce yourself and what you've been playing.
What's up? I'm James. I've been playing some Borderlands, whatever we're on, 3. Even though it's Borderlands 4, it's Borderlands 3. I've been playing a lot of that. I've been squeaking it in whenever I can. I'm on level 38.
Your character's
as
level 38?
Zane. Yes.
Nice.
I almost want to get that game just because of the One Punch Man reference.
Me and Tony have been playing together
Yeah.
on this game.
Yeah, we played
Ooh.
together a couple
Yeah.
times. I love
Nice.
co-op in Borderlands games.
Everything gets exponentially harder, but the loot gets exponentially better.
Bingo.
What about you, our host, Tony? What have you been playing?
Hey, check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony, here on the Gadget Spot or on the Geek Show podcast.
Or if you have any
And
questions, go check us out at gadgetspot.net.
Yeah. My life has been consumed with Borderlands 3 for the last 2 weeks, or I should say week actually, since I got it, because I got it late. Since I bought the physical copy with the diamond loot chest edition, and I've decided that I only partially regret that purchase. I thought I was going to regret it more, but the stuff that it came with is really cool. I just have to make sure that I actually display it when we get into a new house and I have room to do so. Because it's really neat stuff.
You're going to display it in your front entryway?
No, it'll be in wherever my office is by my computer. But yeah, it's a really neat setup with the loot box they have that opens up on the top and like slides back. And then the D&D minifigures and the cloth map and the scale model of the ship and everything. Really, really cool stuff. The game itself, though, is obviously the gem. I've put 32 hours into that game in the last week and a half.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's
How
too much.
many?
32.
In a week.
Wow.
That's like a full-time
Yesterday.
job.
Yeah, I played it too much.
Wow.
In a week and a half, I put 32 hours in.
Yeah,
And
but it doesn't feel like
No,
it
it doesn't.
though.
That's
It's
the
a
thing.
way fun game.
I feel like at this juncture, I can give a review on it, and I'm going to do that a little bit later on in the episode. But that's all I've been playing. I haven't been playing anything else. I've barely
How
been.
could
like,
you?
Yeah, I've barely been like doing anything else besides work and Borderlands.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, last week was really busy for my wife. She had stuff she was getting ready for. That happened over the weekend, some expo thing or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention, but
You had to work your other job.
Yeah,
The game.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
She was really busy with stuff too, so I didn't. It wasn't like I was taking away from my time with her.
Here's the
'cause she
thing:
was busy.
I've never
So it was
played.
great.
I've never played a game at the same time that you've been playing a game, and it's interesting to see Tony's gaming habits. I've never actually seen it manifest. I've heard about it.
So
I mean,
interesting in how?
you simultaneously play more than I thought and less.
It's true. Like there was probably a day or two last week where I hardly played it at all, but then there were other days where it was like
I would log
6
on and
hours.
log off, yeah, and you would be on the entire time.
Well, see, yesterday I played so much that because it was Sunday and I didn't have anything planned. I went to church, came home, and I played Borderlands all day. I literally played it for probably 7 or 8 hours yesterday, and by the time I went to bed, my brain was still in playing first-person shooter mode, and it was not good. It took me like 2 hours for my brain to wind down, and I could finally go to sleep.
See, now that I have a kid,
One day he'll have kids. and
thinking
he'll,
about gaming that long,
Yeah.
I just
Oh, I fully
One day.
consider it to be a mistake.
One day you'll have kids though, and
No, no.
you'll really look back at this and go, "At least I got it in then."
yeah. It's not a should you. It's awesome that you know.
I mean, it's cool.
The thing-
I understand, like from a hobby perspective, it's great that I got to spend that much time, but it was bad for my brain, honestly. By the time I was trying to
Is
go to
it?
bed, yeah, that was a little bit of a wake up call yesterday, honestly.
Oh.
And I'm going to try my hardest not to do something like that again.
No, totally. It makes sense. Like when I was in school and I spent all day learning about accounting, I would literally just see numbers in
Yeah.
my brain before I went to sleep, even in my dreams.
Yeah,
It was-
and that's how it was. As I was trying to go to sleep for a solid 90 minutes to 2 hours, I'd close my eyes and my eyes would still be moving inside their eyelids as though I was playing a game on a screen in front of me.
Yeah, but in your defense, when you play on the computer, and we talked about this a little bit before, because I had a similar problem the first night that I played it.
Uh-huh.
It's such a fast-paced game in
Yeah,
certain aspects.
and it's very twitchy on the computer because
It
you're
is.
using a mouse, so you can twitch around a lot better than a controller.
But that being said, like when you have kids, it's not like my wife would totally watch my daughter. It's just there's this guilt that comes along with like sitting for more than 2 hours doing something you enjoy.
Oh, yeah. The kids have to be in bed for sure.
Yeah, I gotcha. And even then, like I have this guilt of like I need to spend time with my wife too.
Well,
That was the end of that.
okay.
I feel you, James.
That being said, enjoy it right now. What was the last game that you guys can think of that you played for that long?
Borderlands 3.
Ultima Online. I played that once for 12 hours.
12 hours straight.
Yeah, I just
Oof.
played from it was like 10 in the morning until just at night.
I think it was God of War for me. My wife was gone with all the kids on vacation, or she visited her
This
brother,
last God
brother
of
for
War?
a few days. Yeah, last year, and so I had nothing to do, and I literally played God of War for like 6 hours.
Was
one
it
day.
that rapid? Like, did it wrap you in that game that much?
Oh yeah,
That game was so good.
That game was awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Other than Borderlands, I think the last time I did that was Witcher 3. I got super into The Witcher 3. But before that, I don't think I've had it since
That movie better be good because I'm
the,
going to
the
base
Netflix
The
show.
TV show.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
Show.
doing episode to episode, or are they doing the whole thing at once?
I think they haven't heard.
They haven't said.
Yeah, they haven't said. Are they? But is Netflix changing that model to not be their binge
thought they
model where they
were.
drop everything?
I've
After
heard
Disney Plus is announced.
I've heard there was one for sure that they were going to do that way. I don't know if it's going to leak out to other
Right.
series.
Hey Siri, play the Gadget spot.
All right.
Oh, I have one more game I played.
Oh.
Mario Kart Tour on the iPhone.
Oh.
That game is a letdown.
Okay.
Oh,
It-
I haven't read anything good about it.
I
Honestly.
didn't
feels-
even get through the first level.
I mean, it does feel like Mario Kart. The control scheme isn't horrible, but the free to play crap. Oh, it is so bad. It literally feels like a slot machine.
Oh my goodness.
It's bad.
Well, when I read that it was if you want the full experience, you have to
$5
throw
a
down
month?
$5 a month. I
It's
said,
ridiculous.
No, I'm out.
Nintendo, get your crap together.
Oh, see, that's the thing is they won't. It's weird to me that this is the route that they go down. They don't want to fix their online service. They don't want to put out a GameCube, like a small one, or a Nintendo 64. But no, let's make crappy like phone games.
I wonder.
Diablo.
I wonder how much money that's going to make. Honestly,
a lot.
I enjoyed Super Mario Run all right enough. I paid I think $10 to unlock that. If they would have done that with Mario Kart Tour, I would have paid that much.
I will pay $5 or
Yeah.
$10 up front for the fully unlocked game. I have
Yeah.
nothing against that.
the thing that makes
But I'm
me
not paying monthly.
The
No
thing
way.
that makes me worried though is we're gonna get a Pokemon game on your phone, and it's gonna be like, all right, you get 1 ball an hour, or like some kind of like.
Feels like that already exists.
Yeah, I don't like that. Stupid.
Just play Pocket Mortys. That's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but I want it with
Yeah,
Pokemon.
it's so fun.
though.
I liked Pocket Mortys. I actually completed the storyline on that one.
Who's the main bad in that one? Spoiler alert. Was it the bad Morty, or is the bad Morty actually a Morty in it?
I don't think they really mentioned the bad
And
Morty.
speaking of which,
Because
doesn't
you're trying to, if I remember right, it's been like 2 years since I played it, but I think you're trying to accomplish certain things for the Rick Council.
doesn't the new Rick and Morty start this month?
October, yeah,
Oh,
I think
cool.
it does.
Cool.
I'd have to double check on that to be sure, but it should be pretty soon. All right, let's give a shout out to our Patreon backers because we love them and we couldn't do it without them.
And Patreon is a way for you guys to donate to our show if you like us. And if you don't like us, keep listening. Maybe you will like us someday. Anyway,
We will change your hard heart.
go to patreon.com/gadgetspot. And here we go. Thank you to AJ Jasper, David Broshinsky, and Aaron Young. Thank you guys. Dick Messerly, Josh Sidaway, Splinter, Hardware, Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner, Hollow Knight, Adam Foote, Spencer Knowlton, Borderlands 3, well worth the wait. Sorry, guys, I missed updating Patreon payment method, but love your show. Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale, Roger Allen, Austin Beauregard, and
Beauregard.
Conrad Southworth.
All
I
right.
wait for your adaptation on Beauregard every week.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, you need to get more entertainment.
I can't.
We got an email from Neil Carpenter.
Thank you, Patreon backers. You are the best.
Listen, we
And
appreciate
now-
everything you do. As a heartfelt message from this orphan to you. Yep. Thing.
I don't know where he's going with that.
Anyway, we got an email from Neil Carpenter who he's given us a review about Zelda Link's Awakening
I can read
Oh,
it
nice.
if you'd like
Yeah.
me to.
And we're going to have a review of the
and Jedi Knight 2.
yeah,
Yep.
also from listener.
So Neil says, "Hey guys, had to drop you a line after this weekend. I spent a good part of it playing Zelda's Link Awakening.
Oh, nice.
I really
Zelda Link Awakening, not Zelda's. Zelda Link Awakening.
Thanks, James.
Yep.
I really had it intended on dropping that kind of cash on this type of game. I mean, it's not
It's the-
exactly Breath of the Wild here.
It's the full 60, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But Nintendo has all my money now, as they do me. They really seem to have me and my family pegged lately. Not only did I end up buying Link's Awakening, but I ended up down to the local Walmart buying a Switch Lite.
Oh, nice.
Me and my wife didn't realize it had only released the day before, but we were glad it did. My wife has been loving the Switch, mainly Breath of the Wild. She is into it nearly as much as me. It's pretty awesome having my wife into gaming.
Humble brag.
I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, what would that be like?
And even better now that she can play with me side by side. So shout out to all the hot gamer moms out there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky to have snagged me one. Also, Zelda's Awakening, that's his words, not mine, is pretty sweet. Not sure it warrants the full $60 tag, but it's been disappointing. It's not been disappointing at all. In fact, I've been pleasantly surprised. We are in pretty deep, I'd say solid 8 out of 10 territory.
Ooh,
Nice.
I would like to see his gold standard, though.
Take that for what it's worth. We don't seem to have quite the same taste. My top games of all time being Red Dead Redemption 2 and Zelda Breath of the Wild. He likes the really big, sprawling games.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I thought I used to be that way, and maybe I still am to a certain extent, but both of those games kind of,
No, I
they
feel
took
like
it out of me.
I feel like-
as far as big open world games
Breath
go.
of the Wild was awesome, but
It's just like,
it was awesome till it wasn't.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I
Breath-
loved it, and all of a sudden one day I was just like, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. But yep.
So he says, both of which don't seem to have glowing recommendations from the panel.
I wanted to like Red Dead Redemption 2 so bad.
Well, it's a job.
I really wanted to, but yeah, it felt jobby.
And
The graphics are stunning.
Oh,
though.
they are.
Oh,
They're-
yeah. Breath of the
it's-
Wild is awesome, but the bad guys can't be the same over the entire world. Like, switch it up. Like, when you're in the desert, give me more desert-based bad guys.
They do. A little bit.
Ish. You
Ish.
still have the moblins. Give me, like,
that-
different moblins and different clothes.
That being said, you like what you like.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Also, the Switch Lite holds up pretty nicely. It's a nice size. Me and my wife thought it was really basically the same when we first held it. That is right up until we did a side-by-side comparison. The Switch is massive next to the Lite. But if you're looking for a cheaper, more only portable experience, it nails it.
I'm really thinking about that, honestly,
Do it.
myself.
You already. Why? Why
Well,
would you
get
do
rid
that?
Of, get rid of my Switch,
Yeah,
sell
but,
it.
like, why?
I love the tininess of the
'Cause,
Switch Lite.
Yeah, the portability, man,
That's
and
cool.
better battery life.
Yeah.
Not by a ton, but I think it's like a solid 15%.
Are you losing anything on the screen size?
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller,
There you
but
go.
that also means the picture's a little bit sharper.
Doesn't this destroy the DS's market though?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Lite.
Crushes it, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
DS is so old at this point, though. It's crazy old. He says, loving the once a week shows. Keep it up. Thanks for entertaining me, Neil.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks for
Yeah.
writing in. All right. We also have another letter from
From Bob.
Bob.
See, but that's good to know about Link's Awakening. It would be an instant buy for me if it was $30. But
I think-
the $60 is a really big turnoff for me.
When it goes on sale, I'll probably pick it up.
Will it go on sale? Oh, are you talking the physical copy?
Yeah, physical copy. Yeah.
So Bob has submitted perhaps the longest email we've received on this show.
Whoa! I haven't read this even. Is it? Are you going to condense it?
I will try. But he has this nice little introduction here. It's pretty great. Star Wars : Dark Forces 3 : Jedi Knight 2 : Jedi Outcast.
There's 3 colons.
Well, he's being funny.
Oh, wait. Before you do that, shameless plug. If you want to take care of your colon, go use the keyword gadget spot at biobidet.com.
Hey, nice. Good
Clean
job.
your colon
And,
with the
10%
gadget spot.
off.
We have a video out for it too.
Actually, yes,
Yeah.
we do. Go to our YouTube or Facebook page, and you can see me substitute my colon for a gourd.
Wait, what are you doing
Look at
with
that
that
cantaloupe.
What are you doing with that gourd in your colon?
Well, I didn't want to show my colon because, quite honestly, it's a little aggressive.
Nobody wants to see that.
So I decided to swap it out for a cantaloupe that I cut from my garden.
Hey, you grew that cantaloupe?
Yeah,
That makes it even cooler.
Nice.
That makes that video like 10 times cooler.
yeah. That cantaloupe's homegrown. I actually had my wife days later ask me why there was seeds in our bathroom.
Oh man.
So she wasn't talking about cantaloupe seed.
Dude, it
Oh, okay.
sprays surprisingly hard. That thing.
Oh yeah.
is a
It gets you
sprayer.
clean.
Am I supposed to turn the pressure all the way up?
If you want to, you don't have to.
If you want to scream.
It goes from like okay, light touch to okay, we're getting it clean to recreation.
All right, back to the emails.
All right, so he says, Star Wars starting off strong. I get to use blasters and visit places I know from the movies. I get to maybe be a Jedi. Dark Forces 3. What does this even mean? I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually mean dark side of the Force, but maybe. Let's just get past this. Jedi Knight 2. Now we are talking. Get me my effing lightsabers going down. Yeah. Jedi Outcast. Okay, maybe more Jedi words. I'm still pumped by Jedi Knight. Okay, so that was just the title.
I knew it.
So he's talking about how he's playing the game. He's pretty detailed about his progression here. But anyway, he's talking about his history with the game. He used to play it at my house growing up. He's my good buddy. Anyway,
Humble brag.
So he says, I'm going to shoot the hell out of some stormtroopers. Then 40 seconds later, I am stuck. I haven't even found a stormtrooper to kill.
Did you just stumble over the word hell?
I scoured the small area I have access to and have found a secret area and a couple of locked doors, but I am good and stuck. This was a theme several times in the game.
Wait. Speaking of secret areas, we have something we need to play. No, go ahead.
So yeah, it is a very old style game.
Yeah.
Where they don't help you along in no regard at all.
Well, see, and this was something that John Linneman addresses in his what game was he talking about? That was Control. He was talking about Control, where in Control you have to explore the area yourself. There's not really anything holding your hand, telling you exactly where to go next.
Yeah.
And you have to figure it out as you go. And that's old school style of game development.
He says, I finally find my way and find some stormtrooper to fry like their Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Only quickly I am reminded that this game was meant for mouse and keyboard controls. This is mitigated somewhat in gyro aiming, which itself needs a little getting used to.
Ooh, I always turn that off. That's like the first thing I turn off.
Me too, usually.
Plus, there is, it's pretty good though. This game, they didn't really convert it for the smaller screen, it feels like. So to fine tune the control.
To get it exactly
Seems
where
to
you
work
wanna
pretty
aim it.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, plus, there is no option for inverted controls. None.
That's okay.
It is hard to kill all the stormtroopers.
Did you taint him too? Like when you guys played as kids? That's
I think we did.
or
yeah.
was it the other way around? Did he hook you on that wrong way of doing it?
They tainted each other.
Oh,
You say it's a mutual tainting.
It was.
He says,
speaking of taints, sorry.
He says save and reload is all manual. Again, throwing back to 2002 PC gaming, and there are limited save slots. He's constantly managing those.
Yeah, and that is hard for me when I go back and sometimes I do video game homework and I play like games that are 10, 15, 20 years old to see what they were like, and that's one of the hardest things in my head to get through my thick skull is there's no autosave. You have to save the game as you go yourself, or else when you die, you're going back an hour's worth of progression.
Yeah. Yep.
And you go, ah!
So anyway, he says, amidst all this, he says, amidst all this, I'm having a great time. It is fun, difficult, old-fashioned, and nostalgic, but with the nagging that I don't yet have a lightsaber or force powers. It does take a while to get lightsaber and
Isn't
force
it like
powers.
6 hours in or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But he says, I'm going strong, I am loving it, and wishing for more hours into the game. I am still not close to the lightsaber, but I am not deterred.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so...
This is like the first Hulk movie where you don't see the Hulk for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, right. It's more like the Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Remember how long those intro credits were where you're going through the web? It's like, all right, let's get the movie started. Nope, just me? Okay.
Just you.
me.
Sorry.
I've determined anytime that they have to do all the credits at the beginning, the movie's not going to be that great because they know you're not going to stay for the end.
Oh, snap.
So too long. So to sum it all up, too long didn't read. Jedi Knight is as amazing as they say, but you have to earn it by slogging through ancient gameplay. It is as good as they say it is, but is also as bad as they say it is.
Oh, okay.
Know that you are in for it before you go out and get it.
Interesting. And this is one of the cheaper titles as well, though, right? Isn't it like $10?
$10.
Yeah,
yeah.
so...
So what you're saying is an appropriately priced game.
It's got an appropriate barrier of entry price-wise. So... Well,
Thanks,
cool.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, thanks for writing in, Neil and Bob. Neil, right?
Yep.
Nailed it. All right. Let's see.
You have friends.
Yeah.
So have you tried playing it, Jaron? Would you say that it's like that?
I tried as much as I could, but the inverted control scheme
Got
kind
to you.
of deterred me.
I've had times where I sat down and I'm like, I'm doing this, and then for me it's like riding my longboard when it's cold outside. I can, but I just don't enjoy it, so I always switch back.
Fair enough. That's a very good
Metaphor.
analogy.
I've been
Sure.
playing Jedi Knight,
Not
the original,
metaphor.
on the PC for a few months now. And I still think it's a fun game, and this one
When
one
played-
improved upon
Yeah,
that.
but-
When you played Jedi Academy for the first time, what kind of lightsabers did you do?
I've never played Jedi Academy.
What?
Yep, it came out while I was on my mission.
That's
So-
when you went on your mission?
Uh-huh.
You're so much older than me.
Yeah,
Holy crap, dude. I played it when I was in like junior high.
shut up. You're
I really
old.
did.
You're not that young.
Yeah.
You may act
I'm
it, but
still
you're not.
in the age range of I just give general
General.
age areas.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s.
Okay. Cool. Let's start with another review. We'll get it out of the way quick. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because I've noticed sometimes when I review games, I get a little long-winded and verbose. Borderlands 3. I haven't finished it, but I put 32 hours into
Ooh,
it.
I would
so
like to
think-
chime in on this.
Yeah, of course. I think I've played it enough that I can give it a solid review. I would say if you're a fan of Borderlands,
It's more of the same, but better.
exactly, more of the same, but better. If you're already a fan of Borderlands, the game's a 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10.
Yep.
If you're a fan of first-person shooters with RPG mechanics mixed in, it's a solid 9 out of 10.
What did they say? I saw a review online that it is the gold standard for the loot 'em and shoot 'em.
Yeah, shooter looter.
Shooter looter, which is an oddly specific category. I don't know how many shooter looters there
Well,
are out there.
It was like basically the first one.
What are other
Borderlands
ones
1.
like it?
Borderlands 2,
Ah,
Borderlands 1,
so they're competing against themselves.
pre-sequel,
Oh, neat.
Destiny.
The only
Destiny's a looter shooter.
so we're going to talk about what we like and then what we don't like, right? So,
Yeah, but we're not there yet.
oh,
Okay, we're there.
so I like this game a lot. Like you said, it's more of the same.
Yeah, and I was already a big fan of the Borderlands series.
Yeah, my big hang up with Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, I felt like in the opening areas you were just there for so long, and I feel like when I go back through and do a replay through, I'll have a firmer grasp, but I had such a good time in the first area that I don't think that I'll, have that same feeling.
Yeah.
I always have started out with the gun turret character. I have loved
Sure.
Roland. I loved Axton. I cannot say the same about Zane. Zane to me was the closest.
Yeah.
It's between Zane
He's
and
he's the closest for sure.
the Beastmaster person.
Yeah.
Apex? No.
Flack.
Flack.
Yeah, I would say Zane's probably the closest. I played as Mose, or I am playing as Mose, I should say. I plan on playing as probably Zane next.
Which is funny because oh no.
What?
What's so funny?
It's just that you'll play the game again just for another character.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
what?
That just
100%.
boggles my mind. There's no way
that's
I
the
do
thing
that.
is like when you beat it,
Borderlands is that kind of game where, honestly, the first playthrough is just kind of to get the story and get through it. And then after that, you'll play through another couple times.
there's been a couple of like side
Where-
quests that I don't get because I'm like, I'll just get it second time around.
Yeah, and because it's the end game content in games like this, games like Diablo, stuff like that, where you plow through the main story so you can get to the end game content because you like the repetitive mechanic of performing a task or shooting something or killing something in Diablo and getting the loot. It's that little high you get, that little teeny pinch of
Will
endorphins.
I get a rare
and
legendary?
when you get a legendary, it's like, oh yeah, I
well,
want to
then
keep
when
going.
you beat the game, they have I don't know what you would call it. It's like micro upgrades after that, where you upgrade fractions of a percent in your character.
Oh, or is that like the badass tokens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would assume. I mean,
That's what it was in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I would assume it's something like that because it has me press tab for certain things. Now, the things I don't really like I said, Zane doesn't hold a candle to Roland first and foremost, and then no, you know what? I think
Axton
was
and
way better
Roland
than
were basically the same character.
Yeah,
I mean,
except Axton's turret could spin around 360.
oh, Roland's couldn't.
No,
I did not remember that. Okay.
but Roland's put up a shield, which was nice.
Yeah.
Axton, yeah, it falls short, but I mean, it's a drone that flies around. But so I would say it's more like a DLC character from Borderlands 2.
I could see that.
Gage, I think her name was.
Yeah, Necromancer.
Oh shoot, I just had it. Rares don't seem to drop very
That
often
is,
at all.
yeah, that seems different from all the other three Borderlands games. Is you get a whole lot of green range guns, which are right
Greens
above
seem
common.
to be more common than whites.
Yep. You don't get a whole lot. You get a ton of greens. You get some blues, and rarely will you see a purple or a gold.
Blues show up about
Yellow.
the frequency that I would like to see purples show up, and
Yeah.
purples show up when I'd like to see golds to show up, and golds never show up.
I'm really hoping that it's just a side effect of us being on our first playthrough, because as I'm thinking about it, Borderlands 2, I played through that one so much that I was playing through on much higher levels, second, third playthrough, and that's when
Yeah.
I was getting a lot of good weapons.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that changes as we play through it again. Because like I said before, this is the kind of game where you just plan on playing through it a couple times, and the co-op is a lot of fun. We've been playing co-op together.
Co-op is way fun.
It ramps up the difficulty more than I was expecting, but we did notice you get better loot drops.
Yeah, that being said
So-
too, and again, this is picking a game apart that I would say is a 10 out of 10 game. But going through the navigation in the menu, it's like there's certain features that are like, why are you showing me this? Does it matter? Kind of like what we were going through, like you can analyze your gun. Neat, but you can't modify your gun.
But it says that you can.
But it says you can, but you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make more sense if you could rip certain things off of certain guns and put it on this other gun.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something that unlocks. I don't know.
I'm hoping that's something that unlocks. Unless here's the only reason why I knocked off a half of a point, even if you're a big Borderlands fan, is because it's buggy. It's kind of buggy.
It's buggy. It's real buggy.
It's not like,
but it's in its first like several weeks. too.
sure, and it's not by any stretch unplayable. It's just kind of buggy. There's some issues with it that they're going to fix with patches, obviously.
It's
but
weird that you have the bugs that affect our Discord outside of the game.
I found out what that was.
What was it?
That was my wife was uploading a bunch of movies to her website, and so it choked our upload. My upload is really, really poopy. It's only 10 meg, and so it choked it.
You sounded like T-Pain going upstairs last night. Oh,
Can you hear me?
do you hear the people sing? But that being said,
So,
Wait,
yeah.
Tony was singing Les Mis?
yeah,
I was not.
Amazing.
that's crazy that you picked out that I was actually singing Les Mis. 5 points for
Oh,
culture.
yeah. Woo.
Culture schmulcher. Borderlands 3.
Borderlands, and then what else? It's such a good game. The characters are awesome. The cameos are great.
The only thing I would say is if you're not already a fan of this kind of game, I think you'd like it. If for non-fans of this game, this genre, I would say it's a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
If you're fans of this stuff, it's 9+ easy.
If I haven't played Borderlands 1 pre-sequel and have only played maybe 10 hours of Borderlands 2, should I play those games or
So,
should I buy this one and just jump in?
I
would
skipped
say
the pre-sequel.
Don't worry about pre-sequel. You probably don't even have to worry about 1. Start with 2.
and wait
Two's such
until
a
I'm
good,
done with 2?
Yeah. Finish 2.
Two's such a good game.
And you could finish 2. You could play through 2, and I wouldn't even worry about the end game stuff and everything like that. Just play through the main story. You could probably plow through that in 20-ish hours.
Well,
That's not so
here's the
bad.
other
It's
thing.
not crazy huge.
Here's the other thing, though, is if you start playing 2, they have what's in it called a golden key chest or whatever. They can get golden keys for online where you get like little serial codes. There are websites based around like golden key codes. So literally at every level, you could just open up this chest and get all golden guns. all the way
No.
up to like,
Purples.
in Borderlands 2?
Purples. Only purples. Up to purples. I've never ever seen
Borderlands 2?
Yeah, I've never received a legendary gun out of the gold chest. It's always
in the
been
second one?
Yeah, 2. Yes.
Are you sure?
You could check
I'm
online.
pretty sure.
It's possible that I just never got lucky, but I probably opened that chest 100+ times because I used to get on the key bandwagon quite a bit when I was really into that game. And having opened it at least 100 times, I never got a single legendary gun out of there.
in the second one.
And this Borderlands number 2.
Well, regardless, even if you do that, you're going to get some great guns.
Oh yeah, the purple guns are really good too. Okay, yep, that review still went way longer than I planned on it going.
But it's a good game.
It is really good.
And you should play with us.
Yeah.
On the computer. Play a lot.
You'll have to get it on Epic Store though, so
it
all you
out.
haters are gonna have to deal with that.
I'm going to watch 91 keys of opening the chest.
All right, let's see. We can keep talking about games. If Jaron wants to talk about the Microsoft Flight Sim.
Oh yeah, this. So I'm not really interested in flight sims. I tried to play it a little bit growing up, certain flight sims, but they were too complicated for me. But this looks awesome.
Wait, put it into perspective. How many flight simulators did you play as a kid? Because I feel like there has to be a nostalgic factor there.
Do you have the Microsoft?
Well, he was just saying he didn't
Flight
play
Sim.
them.
You
very-
never played one
I
even
tried
growing
to.
up?
I tried to.
Have you ever bought the controller, the Flight Sim actual controller?
We had the
You had a Sidewinder.
yeah, we had the Microsoft
That's a
Sidewinder.
super nice joystick
Yeah,
back in the day.
right.
Super nice.
It was way cool. So anyway, Microsoft is back. They are making a new flight simulator, and they are using photogrammetry
Ooh.
to recreate the whole Earth.
The whole Earth?
The whole Earth. You can fly over anywhere you want.
Is it a
What?
1-to-1? Like when you're flying?
I'm not sure about that.
That would be crazy.
But yeah, the people that are demoing it, they talked about flying over the pyramids. They just chose wherever they wanted, and they could just fly. And the graphics are amazing. I don't know how they're doing it, but the clouds, the textures, and the way they're doing this is you cannot download all the textures because that would just be way too much data. So the textures are streaming in from the internet as you play.
What?
And they're looking into a way to do it for people who can't play online.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
For like certain areas, you know.
Just like
you just
cache,
download,
like-
download a map pack kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay.
But so that they're streaming in textures
Like a
so
bunch
they
of bump maps.
so they could recreate pretty much the whole Earth. And they're using Bing Maps data. They're using Bing weather data, so you can have real time weather that matches weather here.
What?
Yeah,
This is pretty cool.
it is pretty cool. And
Now we need that for Grand Theft Auto.
You know, that would be
I
cool.
think that's the next step. They
But-
already have the data. They're just procedurally creating it
Yeah.
into real time, right?
I don't want Grand Theft Auto to get at least the characters don't need to get any more realistic looking than they've already
But the
gotten.
weather, you could have it
But yeah,
snowing.
Because
You know, carjacking in Chicago.
I don't want it to be too realistic
I want
looking
to
when I
see
run
what my
someone
commute
over.
looks like on the way to work.
But I'm all up for the
Actual crime scene photos.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all up for the real time weather and stuff like that. That's cool.
yeah, so it looks super cool. Comes out next year. I had no intentions of picking this up until I was reading about this, and now it looks pretty awesome.
Well, is it? I thought
I'm hoping they're.
I thought I read somewhere it was going to be free to play.
What's it going to drop
well,
on?
it's going to be on Game Pass at least.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Game Pass. Okay.
So I hope they include a pleb mode for people like us
yeah.
who don't
Are
know
you
how
going
to
to get
play.
a joystick?
I don't know. We'll see
Well,
how
no,
much I like the
if
game.
it's on Game Pass, it's going to look really good on the Xbox. I'm sure on
Yeah.
Xbox One X. So just play with the controller. I'm sure it would
yeah, I'm sure.
translate pretty well.
I'm sure they'll let you play. The
Oh,
controller.
come on. If you're going to do it, you got to get a joystick, man.
VR would be awesome too.
VR would be way cool.
Oh, yes.
I think if you could like look around the cockpit while you
Yeah.
fly
Are they going
or
to
the
have like
cabin.
dogfighting mode?
That's
No, this is
I
a
don't think so.
simulator, not an
Yeah.
arcade game. It
I
says
wanna
right there in the
simulate-
title,
I want
simulator.
to simulate a
there's,
dogfight.
there's Flight Simulator Pacific Warfare that I had growing up. I had a joystick and everything. Used to fly a...
Well, bully to you.
Okay. Whatever.
Slightly video game related. I don't know if Jaron doesn't talk about this. I'm going to hear about it later. Uncharted movie seems to be making a possible comeback.
yeah.
We'll
so
see for how long.
within a day, Sony announced that Spider-Man was leaving the MCU and that they lost their latest Uncharted director. Well, fast forward a few weeks. Within a day, they
Well, that's
announced.
bad news for Tom Holland all around.
I know.
Right?
Then within a day, they announced Spider-Man's back in the MCU, and Uncharted has a new director who's even better than the previous director.
Oh, so Tom Holland remade that deal with the devil?
I guess so. Yeah, he re-upped with the devil.
So they used to have Dan Trachtenberg, who did like 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is an excellent movie.
That's a
And-
way good
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, and other stuff. So I was looking up for that, and now he's out. But Travis Knight, who did Kubo and the Two Strings and Bumblebee, two excellent movies.
Yeah.
And it seems to be more suited. Like Bumblebee, I don't know, that seems more Uncharted to me than 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Agreed.
So he makes great movies. I'm excited. Uncharted's back, baby.
Yeah, we'll see how long this director stays attached to the
I
project.
say give it a 20% chance.
Okay. At least you're a little more realistic than I thought you'd be.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I hope this movie gets made someday.
I don't care if it gets made, honestly, because the Uncharted games are good enough for me. Like,
But the movie?
I'll watch Indiana Jones. Or,
Indiana Jones in the present day. It'd be so awesome.
well, that's just called...
I think you're setting your expectations too high. I
oh,
think
yeah.
you
Oh,
need to
I
take 'em
definitely
off
am.
this top shelf put them right down here.
I totally agree with you.
Isn't there a modern day Indiana Jones style movie?
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but that was,
She's too self-serious.
that was more based on a video game than
There was the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Like Tomb Raider is a great movie. I enjoyed it, but it doesn't have the fun factor that Indiana Jones and Uncharted have.
You know what if you ask me, the most modern day Indiana Jones movie would be the middle section of Aquaman.
Actually, yeah.
That's probably the most modern Indiana Jones movie.
I don't know,
think
man.
you're right.
I was watching that movie, and the entire time I was just like, "What is going on?" Like so many times.
I didn't think it was a very smart movie, and
it's
now
like-
you're really making me doubt
It's like
intelligence
they took
levels.
it's like they grabbed out of 6 or 7 different like little knapsacks of like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I want a little bit of a desert scene.
It was-
I want an underwater CGI fight. Oh,
Like a
don't forget
Las
the sharks
Vegas
in that.
buffet.
Yeah, there was some buffet.
Oh yeah. They're like, I
action.
want Mike Tyson represented in here somehow.
I
Okay,
like it,
shimmy,
though.
shimmy, shimmy.
Oh, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it.
I'd say good, not great.
No, not great by any stretch. I still can't believe it made over $1 billion worldwide, but it was still good.
Although you should have
Because
seen
the
how
Flash
my
was in it. That's all.
you
No,
should
he
have seen
wasn't.
how my
Flash wasn't in Aquaman.
Oh, not in Aquaman. Sorry, I was thinking of
Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League.
Yeah.
you should have seen how my wife reacted to Jason Momoa being in that movie. Every scene, man. Every scene.
Was it just ooh yeah.
She's like, you should grow your hair out, James. I'm like, that's not going to help.
If she starts,
Oh,
if she starts calling you my man, then maybe get worried.
How many times did he say that?
Down.
I don't know, but I loved it every time.
least-
Is that
At
an
least
Aquaman
twice.
phrase?
I think he said it a couple times in the movie. Yeah.
And it's in the Lego Movie too. My man.
My man. All right, Owen. We got some Tesla craziness going on here.
Yeah, so Tesla did a new upgrade to their software that you can now do the
version 10.
And I got
Come Get
video
Me.
of it.
The Come Get Me, right? The
Yeah.
what do they call that?
It's summoning.
Summoning,
Yeah, summoning.
right? So
Which is usually what you call like Final Fantasy character that pulls up something to kill someone.
I call that
and that's
Hadouken.
kind of the same
Summoning.
thing. It's still possibly going to kill somebody. So
No, I can. It
it's
will
just
not.
funny.
I'll
It's
tell you what.
right. So Tesla's got all the safe features installed, so it's not going to actually.
Almost too many.
But that's
Way
the
to poop
problem.
on the joke.
Sorry.
But that's the problem is
I
that
realized
like
that.
there's been a lot of videos that you can see on Twitter and stuff of just random Teslas just stuck in parking lots, just roaming, trying to get out.
Just sad.
How do we leave?
They can't find the exit exactly because
Battery died.
But then there's been this other guy that was like, this was amazing. We came out of this movie and it was a downpour and I summoned my Tesla and we ran out and didn't get our high priced haircuts.
That
wet.
is the future.
Yeah.
Let me put it like this. It's not an instant thing. It's you got to have a little bit of time on your hands.
Yeah.
Because you got to take out your phone. If I'm not mistaken, you actually have to hold it the entire time.
Yeah, you have to use the summon command.
And it looks like a Roomba just trying to figure itself out.
Right.
Yeah, but you know
doing
who,
his best.
You know who else summons his car and it comes and picks him up without a driver?
Oh, don't tell me. Oprah Winfrey.
No,
Oh.
Batman.
Oh man.
This is not the
I want a
the
Tesla again.
The Batmobile, this is not though.
Oh, dang
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't
Have
do
you
anything
guys
cool
ridden
like
in-
that. The
Have you-
Batmobile seems like it's kind of a BA. Like he would just run over stuff to get to you.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Tesla's
Yeah,
not
and
that
then
way.
it would
as-
be a
as
bad.
he's
It would
driving
be a
back
bad
by-
guy though.
What if a whole ring of people just surrounded somebody's Tesla that was
Then it
trying to
wouldn't
be
go.
summoned? It would just sit there.
Yeah.
You could totally troll people. Like just go
At that point, you just have to use your legs and walk
And
over
walk,
to it.
yeah.
Lame.
You know, I got a
Interesting.
feature. I got a feature for Elon Musk to add into his Tesla. It's called the. Can I say douchebag?
Say DB.
It's the anti-DB measure.
Okay.
It's a sensor below the car.
Can I say?
It's a sensor below the car that measures how over the line you are.
Oh, when you're
So
parking,
it like reparks for you.
that would be cool.
You know?
Yeah. I could
There
get
you go,
behind that.
Elon. Give me a Tesla, please. I'll tweet at you. I'll tweet
He's
you
too
forever.
busy. He's too busy making his Mars. What do they call it? Starship.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, even though it's not on the show.
Yeah,
notes.
it's not in there, but
I
so
thought-
he's
I thought it's not in the show notes though.
it's not. But we're gonna add it
Wait,
right now.
Did you?
Dang it!
Hey, he used the noise. We're good. Did you add the thing into the show notes that you wanted to talk about, James?
No, I didn't know I could
Why?
add them. I don't.
It's a fully editable
I
live
have
document that you
nothing
can add to.
So just a quick note on the summon thing. You have to be within 200 feet. You can't summon it farther than that.
Oh, that is
So you have to be within 200 feet. I'm curious to see how this thing would like navigate parking garages and things like that. Like that's crazy, but
that is not like Batman.
no, it's like
Not at all.
But so the spaceship, Starship, right?
Starship, yeah.
So they did a test flight of the original one, Star Hopper.
Yep.
This last month, right?
Yep, like a month ago.
And I remember seeing some of the warnings that people were posting, like the FAA has basically told us that this thing could go catastrophically wrong and create a pressure wave that could blow out all of our windows. So during this test, we all have to go outside. That didn't happen. Star Hopper went off without a hitch. I feel like it was just a publicity stunt, really. And then now they're working on Starship.
Seems big.
It's big.
It's like 50 meters tall. Or
Yeah,
something like
and
that.
it's made of stainless steel instead of the carbon fiber, right?
Yep. Very interesting. Elon Musk talks all about that in the speech that he gave the other day.
He just talked about it. And NASA, the people from NASA are just kind of like, hey, cool story, bro. But how about those contracts to get our astronauts to space? Because that's 2 years behind schedule.
Well, he responded that only 5% of their workforce is working on Starship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. But they had some people they got comment from NASA and the guy from NASA. I'd have to look up the story, but I don't have it on the show notes. But he basically said, "Hey, it's really cool. We love publicity and space travel and whatever, but we really would like to get our astronauts riding
astronauts
these rockets
Yeah.
instead of Russian
Russia's.
rockets." But one of their Dragon launch, Dragon rockets,
capsules.
yeah, it blew up this last time on the platform. They've been grounded. So anyway, but yeah, like I think this idea, you can read his I want to say TED Talk, but it was just his presentation.
It was just a speech he gave.
Yeah, where he goes off about how
Presentation.
we need to become a planetary species and how that's going to be, and it's pretty cool. I'm interested to see.
There's some people that say, "Oh, why don't we worry about fixing our planet before we go to another planet?"
Right. Because
But
that's a lot of work.
What they don't,
It's not new and shiny.
no, what they don't understand is, and I learned this at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The number of inventions that we take for granted and use on a daily basis that came from the space program in the push to get to the moon is crazy. The number of patents that NASA has on all kinds of things that are in our daily lives is huge. The space program ended up generating more money than it spent just because of the things that invented that we got to use that we use in our daily lives. Now one of the interesting things about the Starship that you talked about is stainless steel construction.
Yeah.
Right. And
So it's
people
cheaper.
are like, why are we using stainless steel when it's heavier and blah blah blah? Well, he compares stainless steel to carbon fiber panels, which is what everyone was like, why aren't you using carbon fiber? It's space age material, blah blah blah. Carbon fiber cost per ton is $169,000. I believe was the number he threw around.
Yeah.
And cost per ton of stainless steel, $2,500.
Wow.
That's a big difference.
We're talking, exponentially cheaper.
And I gotta say, a stainless steel rocket looks just so sci-fi and awesome.
Except
Yeah.
for the dents. Did you look at the picture? There's a
Yeah.
lot of dents in it. This is a prototype, so it's to be expected. But hopefully they figure out a way to put them together on the launch pad without all the dents.
I would still ride in it, but I would want to ask some questions.
Right. The other thing that he brought up too is not only is it that much cheaper to use, but the strength of the stainless steel over the carbon fiber is actually quite high. Not that it is harder to break, but the temperature fluctuations that you see from being in orbit to re-entering and exiting the atmosphere and things like that, the stainless steel
Handles that heat.
handles it much better than carbon fiber.
a little bit more. Yeah, it's more resilient. You don't have to basically reskin the rocket
with
every time it comes
with
into
like
the
ceramic tiles and things like that. So when you factor that in as well, it's heavier, but it is just so much more durable and cost effective to manufacture with. So very, very, very interesting. And I included when I first saw, not this recently, I've been following the Starship thing for, the past year or so, whatever. And I remember saying the same thing, like, stainless steel. What the crap is he thinking?
okay, this is a publicity
This is straight publicity. There's no way he's actually going to use
It looks
stainless
like
steel.
What's the Martian's name from Looney Tunes?
Marvin.
Marvin. Looks like Marvin's little like.
It does. It's even shaped kind of like his.
It looks like it should make sound effects like.
Yeah. But it's shiny. Martians, I believe, is
red?
green and red. Yeah. So, but yeah, same kind of general shape. So anyway, really, really cool stuff. I've been, I think we've said this before on the podcast, and I still stand by it 100%. Elon Musk is a really cool idea man and like funds producer for his projects and getting people excited for it and things like that. But he's definitely not a day-to-day CEO type by any stretch.
How many sighs do you think are exhaled as soon as he finishes a meeting of people that just like lean back in their chairs like, so how we
Guess we're doing that now.
How are we going to do that?
how are we going to
Guess
do
we're going
this?
to be cutting holes underneath the city.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
I was just
Guess we're making a flamethrower now.
I was
What the
building
hell?
bridges last week, and now I'm in charge of putting somebody on Mars.
Exactly. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. What else did we? Oh, what's the other thing I wanted to hit on very briefly was this OnePlus is branching out into televisions.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of wish they're bringing it out to the U.S. It's only India at the moment.
And in the Mushroom Kingdom. Anybody?
Have you been doing mushrooms?
No.
I mean, come on.
OnePlus. Whatever.
So they only have a
That's
50.
one up.
Oh, I don't care.
It's a one up.
It sounded like a good joke at the time. Move past it. It's late. Sorry.
55-inch TV, QLED.
Da da da.
All right, so yeah, new OnePlus TV, 55 inches, QLED, which is quantum dot. I wish it were OLED, but what can you do? Supports Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus, which is
That's cool.
HDR10's analog to Dolby Vision.
Yep.
They say that the color range is best in class among QLED competitors, namely Samsung and Vizio. There's also a 50-watt 8-speaker setup that they say provides a surreal surround sound experience through Dolby Atmos. Though I'm skeptical of that coming just from a soundbar.
When you're using it, you'll never say, what? Because of sound?
And this is weird.
Yes,
so
exactly.
the soundbar, just to completely ignore that, it lowers down from the bottom of the TV and rises back up when it's not in use.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, get out.
Completely unnecessary, I think.
But very cool still.
Wanted that in a bed.
Yeah, I guess so. And it runs Android TV, which can be good or cannot.
Yeah.
Depends, I guess.
Depending on
On
the
your Apple
execution.
fanboy level.
Well, I was gonna say depends on how well it's integrated, and also
Yeah.
depends on the quality of this SoC in the TV.
Google doesn't support it too well, in my opinion. But it supposedly will come out at around $1,000. If you want the motorized soundbar, $1,400. I think that's too expensive.
Wow, that is a lot for a motorized soundbar.
Yeah.
I saw the Vizio soundbar 5.1 refurbished units on sale for $118 yesterday. And so if you
That's not
could get,
bad.
you
Did you pull yourself off Borderlands for a few minutes to look at that?
I did. Just because I was thinking my mom needs a new surround sound setup. So I was looking at those, but $118 for it's got wireless rear speakers, the front sound bar, 2 satellite speakers, and a subwoofer for $118. And I guarantee you that sounds better than a $400 motorized sound bar on the TV.
Probably. So this could be interesting in the future. OnePlus makes great phones, and they've really iterated and done well over the last few years. And if they do the same in the TV space, could be interesting.
Yeah, a couple of years from now, they could have something really
Yeah.
compelling.
Right now, would not buy it for that price.
No.
Would not even buy it for the brand because we don't know if they're even that great yet. But it could be interesting in a few years.
Yep. All right, cool. And the last thing that we want to hit on is this Ring Fit Adventure.
No, Oculus.
Oh,
Yes.
nah, Ring Fit Adventure.
Ring Fit Adventure is
Come
more
on.
of a, Ring Fit Adventure is more of a joke, and I think that Jaron's note in the I copied his. I put that in there as well in the show notes, but I liked his phrase better. The presented by the two creepiest happy people. How did you say it?
By the two most creepily happy people
There you
I've
go.
ever seen.
Yeah.
Creepily happy.
Yeah.
Watch the video for like 2 seconds and you'll see what I
It's
mean
so
here.
strange. It's like a redesigned Thighmaster.
Oh,
So-
that's this thing.
Yeah, so this is their exercise thing.
I thought it was a joke. I seriously thought it was from The Onion when I first saw it.
this
I
is
as well.
real.
I as well. There's so many things.
He smiles uncalled for.
It's so
distur-
creepy.
It's disturbing on a level that you're like, come on.
And she's just as bad.
I don't know. He looks like he just got out of the shower.
Was he wet?
I don't know. I watched the video and I'm already gaming. I mean, I don't need exercise. I guess some people do this for exercise.
She looks like the kind of girl that would cut your hair at night to keep a little locket. of your
Jared
soul.
paused it on part of the video, and that is
It's creepy.
She looks
That's
like on the
mega creepy.
first date. Like, so where does your mother
well. Okay,
live?
look at him. Look at her, but look at him off to the side,
I know.
staring at her.
Yeah.
He's like, your mother gave me all your baby teeth.
I kept all those. I ground those up.
You ready for a magical experience that we can both share? I ground them up.
Breathe deep. Breathe deep. This is our baby teeth combined.
I made jello out of them.
This is our baby teeth,
Yeah.
ecstasy, and cocaine.
I made glue.
Made some
You're
jello.
supposed to make it out of your horse hooves. I made it out of your baby teeth. Oh my God. Let's put it on our palms and hold hands.
So what game does this work with? Fit Adventure?
Ring Fit Adventure.
So Ring Fit Adventure has a silent mode. So for people who live up in an upstairs apartment who don't want to make a lot of noise,
Silent mode, so that when you're doing the poses with the ring,
I guess
they can't
you
hear
don't
All
jump
you
around.
hear is
It doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah, and you can hear your flatulence.
yeah. I guess that. Anyway, I guess I'm kind of a skeptic whenever it comes to exercise games because I
Well,
don't believe that the two cross.
you could have
very well,
stopped.
but-
You could have just stopped with exercise. You didn't need to say.
Yeah, I know. You didn't have to. You could have just not said that.
I like James
But-
at nighttime.
Yeah.
I think that it's probably going to go down. At best case scenario, it'll be about as popular as the Wii Fit board was for the Wii U.
The Xer Gaming.
It's a lot cheaper for them to make.
The
Which
Xer
is good,
Gaming
yeah.
title includes the Ring Con and leg strap.
If I could get it for $10, I'd do it.
Why?
You'd do that?
It looks novel to me.
So it's coming out in
worth-
October, and
it's
you can
worth,
get it for $80.
It's worth $10 of your curiosity, but
Yes.
not 80.
Nope,
I can
definitely not.
appreciate that.
There's a lot of people. They did a lot of PR. Like this picture.
made this ad.
This picture I'm looking at here shows this girl doing it, and I can't tell if the
Wait,
girl
what?
in the
Whoa,
background
Whoa, doing what?
doing the ring fit. Sorry, not doing it. Showing
Oh.
using the ring fit, and the girl on the couch behind her is just kind of like, "You look so stupid." Like she's just maybe that's just my bias.
Oh, look at you, Tabitha.
Yeah, she's like, what are you trying to lose weight? Whatever.
She's like, shut up, Greta. You
But
got a fat butt."
even the dog in the picture, just kind of like, what?
Get out of the way. I'm trying to watch
She did.
Kardashians.
Yeah. Anyway,
Trevor.
I have a bias. I'll admit, I have an exer game.
Exer game.
I have an
It
exer
looks
game
like you
bias.
exercise from your house.
Mm-hmm.
Beer me fat.
No.
All right.
All right, Jaron, let's talk about Oculus. We'll wrap up on that.
Yes.
Thank you for coming up with something much better than the Ring Fit.
Yeah. So Oculus, they creep me out for one thing because they're owned by Facebook, and anything that Facebook touches, I just don't
Well,
want to touch myself.
You're giving them your retinal scans now.
Let's
Touched
not
me earlier today.
But
let's not stop the creep fest out with just Facebook. The guy that made Oculus is creepy as well.
Also,
if
yeah,
you
yeah,
ask
yes.
me.
So ignoring all of that, they debuted some really cool stuff this last week. So for one thing, they debuted hand tracking for the Oculus Quest.
Okay.
And this only uses the internal cameras that are already built into the Quest.
Okay. Now we're talking. So you don't have to hang anything up in your room or put stands up or anything.
Yeah, and so from the sound of it, it is very impressive, and it tracks perfectly 1-to-1.
Wow.
Yes. And that's why this is so appealing. So your hands in real life will show as VR hands in the VR world, and you can actually pick stuff up. Obviously, it'll be weird because you won't have haptics.
We're
or
talking like
any
single,
feedback.
like digit
Yes.
feedback.
Digit
well, not
feedback.
but digit 1-to-1 accuracy in the game.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's
Gadget.
pretty awesome. It has the potential to be pretty cool for VR.
Fingers.
I still think though gloves would be a better solution if you could build haptics into the gloves.
Oh, yeah,
To make it feel like you're actually touching something.
That'd be
somewhat.
really cool. What do you want to touch?
All of it.
Guns.
Yes. So moving on. So the second thing they announced is the Oculus Link. So this last year they announced 2 headsets: the Oculus Quest, which has the Snapdragon processor and does all the processing on the headset itself,
Right.
and then the Rift S, which hooks into your computer, doesn't do any of the fancy stuff that the Quest does.
Okay.
But the Rift S and the Quest, they do inside out tracking, so you don't need any of the sensors in your room. A lot easier to set up, a lot easier to deal with. And that's why it's interested me, because I would love to dabble in VR, but I refuse to hook up cameras and crap like that.
Sensors outside and everything.
Which is ironic because the room that we're in right now would be great for VR.
Yeah. So the Quest is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like it could do.
yeah.
Seriously, the Quest is awesome though, because you could do like Beat Saber, like games that don't really require that level of processing.
Sure.
Are you? Have you ever played Beat Saber?
I have. It's
Holy
fun.
crap!
Yeah,
The amount of
super fun.
processing required.
No, not for the humans, for the graphics.
Oh,
Pretty
But
simple graphically.
but if you have a gaming PC like me, I wouldn't want the Quest because I'd also want to do real graphics.
hashtag
yeah.
humble brag.
But Oculus announced the
Not
Oculus
humble.
Link, which turns the Quest into basically a Rift S. You can hook the Quest right into your computer via USB-C, and you can use your gaming PC on the Quest. So it's the best of both worlds.
Oh, nice.
It's
What does it
awesome.
use? What does it use to hook up? Like USB-C?
Yeah,
or?
USB-C.
Okay.
Yep. And so I would totally be interested in this, if not for one thing. The Quest has a refresh rate of 72 hertz.
Ugh.
And the Rift S only has a refresh rate of 80 hertz.
Still poopy.
I think you need at least 90,
How much did you say is the buy-in for something like this?
$400.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
If you're really
$400?
if you're really excited for VR stuff, that's definitely on the low end of getting in.
Get on your
It's
motorized
cheap
bike and
'cause
get out.
It comes with the controllers. It comes with the Quest, which is a whole unit unto itself.
And a yellow exclamation point.
And so I would totally be into this. The Quest V2, if the refresh rate's higher, I seriously thinking of buying it.
I still can't
Yeah.
get past VR's.
Bounding box.
No, the
'Cause that's
the
it for me.
The what am I trying to say? Field of view. Field of view needs to expand.
You get used to it.
and the resolution needs to go higher.
That's
And
the
once
thing.
those get higher, I'll be much more interested
What's
in
the
VR.
longest amount of time you've ever played for in VR?
Oh, in VR, I don't know, maybe. Well, yeah,
'Cause-
maybe
'cause when
like
you're-
half an hour.
When you're hanging in for an hour, which I wish that you would have played the entire Rick and Morty game, because like by the end of that, it got to the point where I went to go set my paddles down on his table, and thankfully I had them strapped on. To me,
You
it's-
just dropped them.
yeah, I just accidentally dropped it. Like, oh yeah, I'm in a VR, and when you
yeah.
take it off, it's kind of sad. It's like in Rick and
world.
Morty. But my thing is the bounding box. You have to have a large
Yeah.
play area,
Yeah.
or else it's just
Yeah, this
not.
would be perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be perfect.
So someday I'll do it.
That's the thing is, that's another limitation that this isn't going to be overcome for a long time. But the limitation of the box at all, that you have to have a box, and the games have to be designed around trying to make it so you feel like you're moving somewhere, but you're not actually moving somewhere. Do you know what I mean? When someone eventually creates an omnidirectional treadmill that is
Yeah.
somewhat,
That would be awesome.
somewhat affordable, so you could actually walk in a direction for a while and feel like you're, walking through Skyrim or Fallout or whatever. Then obviously, I'd probably get into one and never come out. But
Well, and I think
Until then.
it would slim everybody up too, because you'd be a
yeah,
lot more
dude.
active if you
Absolutely.
were traversing like
If you
the
had to
hills of Moria.
yeah, if you had to actually walk and put forth the effort
Yeah.
in your games that you do with your thumbs right now,
Like if I told you you're going to go fight a Balrog, you're like, all right, screw it. I mean, when you're playing Space Pirates, you're ducking,
Yeah.
you're shooting,
I
you're
love
whipping.
that game.
yeah. Wasn't it you, Owen, that after we did our VR thing,
Dude,
your
sore
legs
quads.
were just
I
dying?
never. What
Well,
was
when
that?
you're- when you're in
we
the
were
moment, you
playing
don't think
Orange
about
Hot, right? Is that what
Red
it's
Hot.
Red Hot? Yeah.
Wait. Super hot.
Super hot. Yeah. Super hot.
Yeah,
It was super hot.
The bad guys are red in super hot. There we go.
So super hot. I've never done that. And now, granted, I've never done squats. I've never done any type of formal like workout
You
routine.
didn't have to say that out loud. We can tell.
No,
we
hey, no, you
understand
can't.
we understand from previously
Yeah,
in the
no,
episode that you're
yeah.
not about exercise.
Not about exercising in any way. Everything I have comes naturally.
Hey.
But
I don't believe it.
I'll tell you what. It was the most pain I've been in, and it really did turn me off. I mean,
you just stop.
that's it. Like I was like I
As if
have
you had,
chronic
like,
back pain, and I'm like,
You're like,
that
all
was
right,
worse.
VR is not for me.
I did. I was
But the
like,
thing is like when you get
just
done,
that one.
But
it's-
you'd get used to it.
Yeah.
If you played
Oh,
it on a
totally.
regular basis, you'd get used
you
to
Totally.
do downward dog all the time.
No, I don't.
it.
No, like
so
when
that
you're.
that happened to me long ago before I got into exercise. I think this was this was right out of high school, Tony, where exercise I didn't care about at all. I played a arcade game for about 40 minutes straight called Police 911.
Is that
Did
the
you
one
ever
where
play
you have
this?
to duck?
Yes,
With
it's
the-
a
with the pedal?
Konami game. You have it's a
I
light
thought that
gun
was
game.
time.
No, you're thinking
Bandit.
of Time Crisis.
Yeah, Crisis.
Time Crisis. You just push a button and
You get
with
shin
your
splints.
foot.
You get shin splints from Time
You-
Crisis.
You, hit
I've
a
done it.
a lever on the ground that makes your guy duck.
Oh, okay.
Now with Police 911, it actually had cameras and sensors where as you moved, your character on screen moved. So if there was a crate right there,
Yeah.
you would duck down like you were getting behind the crate.
Oh, cool.
And it would move the character down behind the crate.
That's really cool.
And so I played it for like half an hour or 40 minutes straight, and that was before, like I said, I was at all into exercise. And the same thing happened to me as Owen. For the next like week I couldn't walk.
Yeah, I was like,
And I was like,
I'm out of this.
A video game did this to me? What's going on?
Friend, why?
I thought I trusted you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I stick to just Space Pirates now. That's a great game.
yeah, you don't have to duck or
Just
anything.
stand.
Yeah, stand.
I mean, there's some,
you can lean
you can
a
lean
little bit.
Yeah,
You don't have
Space Pirate's good.
yeah, I like that game.
For me,
All
it's I've just never gotten as motion sick as I did when I was playing Fallout 4, and ever since then, I've just been turned off to the whole.
Is that the zombie
thing.
one? Is that the zombie one? that
No,
you're
no,
playing?
that's
So
Arizona
Fall-
Sunshine.
Yeah, Arizona Sunshine.
same
there's-
thing.
I got sick watching you play that because it hops when you move. It does the move.
See,
hop.
I can do the hop okay.
Well, see,
it's
that's-
when you got a joystick to move.
The hop was fine for me.
And that's another thing that the VR games still haven't quite figured out is traversal in an
Forward-
open world,
forward motion,
backward,
right?
yeah, forward, backward, sideways. In like a large game where you're not confined to a room in the game or
Or
a
an- or an
platform or
arena.
something. Yeah, or an arena.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
So they have yet to really figure that out without causing a lot of people motion sickness.
Ready Player One. We
Room
just need to
reference.
get the
Omnidirectional
suit,
treadmill
yeah.
and the suit.
Yep.
Well, that's the one confusing thing to me is there at the end he was like suspended by bungee cables?
Yeah, that's dumb. Read the book.
Question mark? No, I read the book. Thank you. Why would you just assume that I didn't read the book already?
Because
What?
of your email presentation.
It's
last
it's
time.
because of your face, okay?
That's getting harsh. We better end this before James doesn't have any more
You beat me
self-esteem left.
times in a row.
Oh, he's still mad about Smash.
Yeah. James isn't saving that. He's like, I'm gonna hurt him.
Your face looks like you have a perpetual UTI infection. Sick burn, James.
Where he's going with that.
I have nothing.
I'll take it.
No, it was good. That was very good.
Perpetual
I like that.
UTI.
I like that. I like that. Little James came out
Also-
to do that sick burn and then left.
Also, do you
Sick burn,
understand
man.
that you said UTI infection when the last letter I stands for infection?
Shut the podcast down ASAP possible.
Shut it down.
So he had a urinary tract infection.
Idiot infection. There you go. Just change, James. You just changed the acronym and you're smart again.
I'll tickle your
Urinary
nipple. I
tract
don't
idiot
care.
infection.
Don't touch me.
Next, I'm going for your belly button. Give me that concave.
You're gonna lose your finger. Like a sarlacc pit.
Sarlacc.
Tony pulls up his shirt. Wait, is it the
a great place
remastered
to-
Sarlacc
Yeah.
with the tentacles?
Yeah, it's got the tentacles.
Which is actually testicles.
No, tentacles.
Am I not allowed to
It's a great
say that?
place to end the podcast. My laptop just died.
Oh,
That's
yep,
good.
yep. We're all done.
You still got lights on the. Oh,
Nope,
they
there
do
they
now.
go.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening to the end. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your friends about us, and maybe tell us about what you thought in a review on iTunes or something.
You're listening to us in the future.
Yeah. Thanks, Owen. Why don't you kill this one?
Hey, we hope you care.
Gadget Spot.